Hello everyone, I am Mrs. Ashiba, Assistant Professor of Home Science. Water plays a major significant role in the survival of all living organisms. In this video, I am going to explain why water is considered as a vital nutrient in human body. What is water? Water is a colorless, calorieless, hydrogen and oxygen compound in the cell in which the cell requires more important for their proper functioning. Nearly 60 to 70% of a human body weight is water. Next to oxygen, water is secondly considered as mostly important. Distribution of water in our body mainly depends upon an individual's age, sex and body composition. Water in our body flow in and out of the body cells through cell membranes, intracellular fluid and extracellular fluid. Intracellular fluid, reportedly it seems to be 2/3 of the total body fluid. It is found inside the cells. It is also essential for cellular metabolism and biochemical reactions. The next one is extracellular fluid. It covers 1/3 of the total body fluid. Extracellular fluids are further classified into interstitial fluid, plasma and transcellular fluid. Interstitial fluid is nothing but it is the fluid found in between the intracellular and interstitial intravascular fluids. Intravascular fluid is nothing but it's a plasma, a component found in the blood. Interstitial fluids, it's found around the cells and tissues. Hence it is surrounding the cells and tissues in our body. The next one is transcellular fluid. It's a special fluid we can found in brain as cerebrospinal fluid and synovial fluid in the joints, in between the joints, and digestive fluid and oscular fluid. It's a fluid found in the eye. Here it's a pictorial representation of distribution of water in our body. The images clearly shows the intracellular fluid. This fluid is found inside the cell. The next one is extracellular fluid. It will be found outside the cell. It includes intravascular and extravascular. So intravascular, as I already told, it's plasma. It's a component in blood. So it will be found here. The next one is extracellular fluid. It's further classified into interstitial and transcellular. So this interstitial fluid is found between the intracellular fluids and the intravascular fluids. Okay. Next we are going to see how the flow of water in our body will be. For a healthy person, it is a rule that he should excrete nearly 1200 to 1500 milliliters of water in the form of urine. So if a person feels thirsty and he get rehydrated by drinking water, the water in the body reach the intestine, get absorbed in the intestine and it gets circulated all through the body. Along with the fluid, it carries nutrients and also metabolic waste all around the body. The cells and tissues and organs which require nutrient get utilized by the water, and when it reaches the kidney, the metabolic waste products and the nutrients which escape the absorption by the cells and tissues will be reabsorbed and sent to the body again, and the waste products will get eliminated in the form of urine through the urinary bladder. Next we are going to see the sources of water. As our body contains fluid substance inside our body, we also require fluid sources from outside our body. It should be mainly through the water and beverages. These are the major hydration point. Mostly all of them will use. We all drink water whenever feel thirsty or tired or exhausted, right? So the water sources may be juices, milk or some soup substances, etc. Other than beverages, through food substances also we can make our body hydrated, like fruits and vegetables which are containing the richest sources of water. Example like fruits, watermelon, orange, lemon, etc. And for vegetables we can include cucumber, pumpkin and rich gourd, bottle gourd. All these kind of vegetables are already commonly available in our market. They are all high water content vegetables. The next one is metabolic water. Metabolic water is the water we get as a result of metabolism process in our body. Nearly 450 milliliter of metabolic water will be formed per day as a result of metabolic reactions undertaken in our body. Next we are going to see about the functions of water. So these are all the 4 functions of water. The first one is transportation. Water acts as a transport vehicle. We all know water is a highly dissolvent universal solvent. Universal solvent in the it means it can able to dissolve any substances much better than any other fluids. So this dissolvent is commonly found in body in the form of blood. Blood acts as a transporter in our body. Not only it's in the form of fluid, while transporting it carries nutrients, metabolic waste and oxygen, carbon dioxide all through our body. The next one is temperature regulations. So temperature regulation means water helps in maintaining the body temperature of our body. Normal body temperature is 98.6 degree Fahrenheit. It helps to maintain the normal body temperature. When the temperature is high or low, it disturbs the enzymatic reactions or metabolic functions in our body. So the temperature in our body should be maintained properly. It is done by the hypothalamus in our brain. If the water content in our body, if the body temperature increases, the hypothalamus instructs the skin to create sweat and make the body temperature neutralized. Okay. So thereby through sweat our body temperature is maintained. Apart from that, some amount of water is excreted through urine and also fecal output and also through expiration. The next one is maintenance of internal environment. Previous itself I have told about the special fluid, right? Trans fluid, which is very specially found in the in our brain as cerebrospinal fluid. So these fluids helps to prevent any damages or any shocks. It acts as a lubricant for that organ. Same thing we can see in our lungs and also in the joints between the bones. So it helps to lubricate the organs. It also again found in the eyes and also intestinal organs. Next we are going to see about the water as a medium for chemical reactions. Water helps to dissolve an enzymatic reactions, like while digestion of carbohydrate takes place, water helps to convert the polysaccharides into disaccharides. So this is clearly explained in this image. Next we are going to see about the requirements, daily requirements of water, which is recommended by ICMR 2020. This table clearly depicts the increased amount of water content for the person who are doing heavy works. So this nutrient requirements is categorized according to the person's physical activities. Heavy duty people requires to their body may excrete more amount of fluid in the form of sweat or expirations. So those waters can loss of fluid has to be replaced. Hence, higher amount of intake of water is recommended for them. And for infants also, they need the fluid level should be maintained. When compared to adult and old age people, infants and children's body fluids are in higher amount. So the fluid level should be maintained as per the RDA. As I mentioned earlier, our body is containing nearly 60 to 70% of body fluid. So this level should be maintained properly. If it is not maintained properly, means what will happen means the productiveness or disease can be caused. So in order to avoid that, the person should maintain nearly 60 to 70% of the fluid in their body. Many studies have revealed that if a person, if he is in depend on the food for several months, means he can survive for a month. But if he skipped drinking water, means he can't able to survive less than 3 days. So essential of drinking water is much more important. If we are not drinking water properly, means we can't able to do any kind of physical activities, and the physiological functioning will also be get reduced. So in order to avoid dehydration, we must often rehydrate ourselves by drinking plenty amount of water in the form of juices or any kind of beverages, and also through food sources. For stay healthy, we must drink healthy water. Thank you.